I don't know what it is about summer, but summer always makes me really want to crochet. Hello and welcome to Knit Cheek. My name is Natalie, I am the cheek behind Knit Cheek, and today we are going to talk about 10 crochet patterns that are perfect for summer. Last summer, I actually cast on a beach cover-up, and I even went as far as to film a vlog to go along with that, and I never finished it because somewhere along the line I realized that it was not going to fit my body type. So I abandoned that project, and I will talk about it a little bit later, but it really has put a damper on crochet for me for a little bit, but now I am over it and I'm ready to pick my hook back up and hopefully actually finish some crochet projects this year, because it's a goal of mine every year is to crochet more. And so I'm hoping that after this video, I'm going to feel inspired to cast on some crochet projects. So today I'm going to go over 10 crochet patterns that are actually exciting me for summer. And one of the things I'm most excited about is to give crochet charts another try. And what's been helping me with that is a class I took on Craftsy, which is the sponsor of today's video. The class is called Reading and Understanding Crochet Patterns by Shannon Lee Rudon. And it's all about reading and understanding crochet patterns. As a knitter, I feel like crochet patterns can be really intimidating, especially those with charts. But this class really helped me break every aspect of that down in a way that really made it click for me. It was the perfect class to give me a refresh before jumping back into crochet. One of my favorite things about Craftsy is that it's an online resource for creatives. With thousands of classes across things like crochet, knitting, sewing, quilting, and more, and they're always adding new classes. Everything is taught step by step so you can follow along and build your skills. So if you've been wanting to try something new or maybe get back into a craft, you can check out Craftsy. There's a link in my description, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. The first 1,000 people watching this video who use my link or scan the QR code will get a full year of Craftsy Premium for just $1.49. That is for new members only. I'm super excited about all of the new crochet patterns that seem way more accessible now that I've sharpened my skills. So let's get into my 10 crochet patterns for summer. The first pattern I'm going to talk about today is the Cora Vest, and that is by Cuckoo Crochet, which is incredibly hard to say and probably took 5 takes by the time you're watching this. The designer's name is Sar, and this is a cute little vest that I found on her website. The way she wears it in her pattern photos is over a tee, which is the way I would probably wear it as well. I also feel like it would be really cute with a skirt and a tee. There's a lot of options of how you can wear this that I feel like would be super cute. The vest has 1 or 2 ties depending on how many you decide to put on there. And I have seen pictures of it over turtlenecks and also t-shirts, and it is just adorable. I really love the flower stitch that she incorporated through the whole vest. This pattern is written for a sport weight yarn, and the designer describes it as a pattern that is meant for an advanced beginner. I found this designer on Instagram. She has an amazingly inspiring Instagram if you are looking for crochet inspiration. And this is actually the designer that designed the beach cover-up that I was crocheting last year. And that was the iris dress, and I crocheted this panel so far. I've shown this on the channel before, and it is a lovely stitch pattern, and I really enjoyed making this. But at some point I realized that she has you take your bust measurement, and that would be, it's a dress is just a tube, and I am pear-shaped. So if I went by my bust measurement, I'm a lot smaller in the bust than I am in my hips. And I didn't think that I would be able to get this around my butt. So I abandoned this project. At the time I was like, there's no way I can frog this. It would be too emotional. The nice thing about that is I feel like if you just let a little time pass, you get over it. And now I feel like ripping this out would be no big deal. I also noticed that I was experiencing some tension issues. So like the beginning of this was way tighter than when I got to the end. I am not an expert crocheter. So like trying to modify this to make it widen was just out of my scope. So I abandoned this project, but now I have a ton of this yarn. This is Hobie Friends Cotton 8/6. So hopefully I can do something else with this. I still would really like to make a beach cover up, but I just find that the idea of coming up with something with shaping is just something I don't know how to do yet. So I'm still on the hunt for a perfect beach crochet cover up, but I've moved on and now I'm just trying to look for other things to crochet for summer. Next up on my list is the Topaz sweater, and this is a design by Cezanne Mueller. This is a very popular crochet design and I've had it in my favorites for for forever. I think the only thing holding me back is that it requires a lot of yarn. It's called a sweater, but to me it seems like a long sleeve t-shirt, and I really do love to wear really open garments in the summer, like my dappled lace raglan. I think it's a great way to wear crochet while still allowing yourself to stay cool enough that you can wear it throughout the day. So I feel like this would be great. Also, the pattern is written in a fingering weight yarn, so I feel like even for crochet, it should be semi-lightweight. So I love that this pattern is written in a fingering weight, even though that means a lot more crocheting. I think with the very beginner stitch, like it's just a granny stitch all the way around, will allow me to build skills on how to like actually create a garment, but not go too crazy with like an elaborate stitch. So I will actually learn how to make a garment in crochet without having to also juggle like an advanced stitch. So I've had this on my favorites forever. I really do want to make this. I just need to commit to buying that much yarn. I feel like this would be perfect in a cream or a pastel, a light color that you can throw on over a tank top with some shorts. That would just be the perfect summer outfit for me. So I'm on the hunt. I will find yarn for this and I will make it. I feel like the Tropaz sweater seems like a beginner pattern to me. That's just going by what I am seeing, but I feel like it looks relatively straightforward with that simple granny stitch. Next up, I have the Shell Stitch top by Wanika Yunker. And this is a top that I've also had in my favorites for forever, but I just don't crochet that often, so I just need to commit. I also love the color of her sample. This pattern is written in a fingering weight yarn. My guess is that this pattern is probably doable for an advanced beginner. The things I love about this pattern are the thick straps. I love to wear tank tops in the summer, but I do not like fiddly straps. I do not want to make an I-cord strap. I just feel like that is just not a good idea. So I have in the past modified tank tops to do a thicker strap. And so I already love that this pattern has a very wide strap. I love the stitch pattern she incorporated into this tank top, and I think one of my favorite things about it is the wavy border. She's also tagged that she has a video tutorial for this, so that would even make it easier for you to tackle if you are a beginner. Next on my list is the Sea Breeze tank top by Grace for the Frills, and I am actually wearing this today. This is something that I made a few years ago, and it is one of my most worn tank tops in the summer. This is knit up in a DK weight yarn, and it was super easy and super fast, like a couple day project for me. I wear it all the time. I would say it's a beginner pattern. I actually did some modifications to this, which I am not an expert crocheter. Again, I did take a class where they showed us how to do this, but the back of it is a high neck where the front of it is a V-neck. And I feel like that makes a really well-fitting garment. Like I don't have to fiddle with it or worry about it ever moving around too much, where some of my other me-made tanks, I am always kind of like self-conscious that it's going to move. Whereas this one I feel like doesn't budge. So that was something that I felt like was totally worth modifying. What I really love about this is that it's reversible. So I do tend to wear the V-neck version in the front, but I love that I can do both. I want to make more of these. I want to say that I made this with just 2 skeins of Baroku cotton, which is not terribly expensive. I would love to make this in several colors just because I get so much wear out of this. I used every last bit of yarn for this. I do wish that it was a smidge longer, but was I gonna buy a 3rd skein for that? Absolutely not. It's just a little bit more cropped than what I think I would like. Like I would love just like half an inch more. But I think if I were to make another one, I would be inclined to buy a little bit more yarn. Every year I say I'm going to make more of these. This year I really should because it was honestly so fast. Next up I have a crochet wrap dress, and this is a pattern by Daisy and Dime, and this is on Etsy, and I have had this like in my Pinterest since before I ever knew how to crochet. The only thing holding me back from this is that she says it's an advanced pattern and it looks advanced. It is written for a DK weight yarn. She describes it as being an advanced pattern, but I just feel like it is such a cute dress. Another pattern on my list is the Abuelita tank, and that is by Michelle Jones Making. I have seen this one also on the Hot Right Now patterns quite often for a good reason. It is a tank in a simple granny stitch. I would say probably beginner level. It is written for a sport weight yarn, and what drew me to this pattern was going through the pattern pictures and seeing the striped version. I love the striped version. It is just so adorable, and I feel like it would be so fun to play with some colors for summer in a cute tank. And I love that the border like brings it all together as one of the striped colors. I feel like this would be so fun, and I also feel like being able to play around with like 3 colors that are not super different like she does with the pinks would be just up my alley. Totally fit right into my wardrobe. This could be one. This could be one that I make this summer. We'll have to see. I think I'm gonna add this to my shopping list for the LA yarn crawl because I do really wanna make this. I feel like this would also be so fast. I'm adding this to my shopping list. The next pattern is called Smile by Mola Mills, and this is a crochet bag that I have had in my favorites ever since I saw Isabella from Breathing Yarn talk about it in one of her Pinterest videos. And I actually bought the book. Let me grab the book. I bought the book Crochet Crush by Mola Mills, and the pattern is actually in this book, along with so many other things that I want to crochet. I think I actually just might take this book with me to the LA yarn crawl because I really am committed, okay? I'm committed that I'm going to crochet some stuff this summer. Yes, the Smile bag is in this book. And I just really, really love this bag. I think it's so adorable. Do I need another bag? No, I don't. I want this and no one's gonna stop me. I just need to accrue the yarn to make this. This was written for a DK weight yarn, and what stands out about this is obviously the smiles, right? It's just got this like 90s kid vibe to me that I absolutely love. And I think what's held me back from this in the past is that although it looks like a beginner friendly pattern, she does have a lining in it, and like obviously I want to do that, but like that's a little bit more advanced. But your grandma has been sewing, so I feel a little bit more confident that I can make this bag, this magical bag, come together. I've also seen some versions of this on Ravelry where they did a thicker strap, which I was all about the thicker strap. I really like more support when it comes to straps. I just hate little dainty straps. Anyways, I'm obsessed with this bag, and I will make this bag. Mark my words. There are also several other things I want to make in this book. Like all 3 of these bags, gorgeous. The pillow's gorgeous. The shopping bag is gorgeous. So I would just really like to get my butt in order here to crochet, because I just need to do it. You know what I'm saying? I just need to actually do what I say I'm going to do. Next up is the Sunshine Top by Nadezhda Osipova. This is a crochet top written for fingering weight yarn, and she has the option to do a dress or a top. I really love the versatility of this. It's a great piece that she gives different options for. You have a top with buttons, which is my personal favorite. And then she also does an all over dress with like a cinch tie at the waist. I would say this looks like a more advanced pattern to me. So that's probably what's holding me back from actually committing to make this. I just think I need a little bit more experience, but I do really love the version with the buttons. I would love to make like a cropped version that I can throw on over a pair of jeans, over a tank top, that just would be perfect for summer. The next pattern I have is Hannah by Anna D, and this is a crochet tee, and it is written for a DK weight yarn, and I love the unique stitch pattern of this. It's a very open stitch. It's got a floral motif on it, which I feel like would just be perfect for summer. She made this in a butter yellow color. I love the fit, I love the shape, I love the stitch. The only thing holding me back from making this is that I am worried that a DK weight in a tee might be heavy. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, let me know. But if this was in a fingering weight, I feel like I would 100% make it. But I do really like this tee. Maybe I will just try to find a really like actual lightweight DK weight yarn for this pattern, because I do think it would be really, really cute to wear this summer. I love this tee and I want one. I would say that this is an intermediate pattern. The stitch pattern will probably require some chart reading, and the shaping of it also is like The shape of it looks like a drop shoulder, which should probably just be 2 pieces and 2 sleeves, but I don't know what goes into that. So I'm gonna say that this is at least an intermediate pattern. And last on my list is the Vesuvius tee by Nomad Stitched. This is a tee that is written in a fingering weight yarn, and it looks also like an intermediate pattern. It does look like an easier stitch, but there is a unique design to this, which is my favorite thing about the pattern, which the front is shorter than the back and it does have a split hem. I feel like this makes a really cute top, especially like she has it cropped. I feel like it just adds interest and also allows it to move around better with a crocheted piece that are thicker than knitwear. I love that this is written in a fingering weight yarn. It just looks like the perfect plain white tee, the way that she made it in the white version, but I also feel like it would be really fun in some bright colors as well. So those are my 10 crochet patterns that are exciting me for summer. It's the open gauge, it's the plant-based yarn. All those things make me really excited about crochet in the summer. I'd love to know, does summer make you want to crochet like it makes me want to crochet? And let me know what you're making this summer. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you in the next one. Bye.